All right, welcome back to Good Morning San Diego. District 2 San Diego County Supervisor Joel Anderson will unveil a board letter that would officially establish transparency to the ad hoc subcommittee regular subcommittee process. So what in the world does that mean? Well, we've got Supervisor Anderson, who is with us this morning to explain. Thank you, Supervisor, for coming in.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here. We started, things changed a lot when we changed our supervisors. You know, for over 20 years, we had the same 5 people, and everything was pretty stable. Then we got some new supervisors in, and a lot of us were very hungry to change policy to improve the lives of our constituents. One of the things that we did is we allowed ad hoc committees. That means 2 board members meet and they come up with policy, do all the investigation. And last year, Supervisor Nora Vargas and I chaired and vice chaired an ad hoc committee on AI. All our meetings had agendas. All our meetings were made public. You could actually come and watch the meetings. We had panels, and then we videotaped the whole thing, and you can go on the county website right now and see those things. So when we established what we brought forward, you could see how the process was brought together. Last Tuesday, we passed over $50 million in additional spending from our reserve, and all those ad hoc meetings were done without any notification, any agendas, any public input, and they said that there were some presentations from one vendor, but we can't see those presentations and nobody knew how they got there. And the part that's most concerning is it led to single source contracts. Normally, you say we're gonna build $5 million towards low-income housing. Well, frequently we'll say we'll create a pot of money and we'll let low-income housing developers bid on it.
Sure.
To come up with the best project. In this, we steered it to only one. So I couldn't support that. Not that I'm against low-income housing, not that I'm against shallow rent subsidy, because it was my board letter that created that policy. However, I don't like the way it came about, and I think that my constituents and every constituent in San Diego County should have access to how we make our decisions.
And so tell me about, because these ad hoc committees, they touch on a variety of issues. Explain to me some of the issues that we're dealing with within these committees.
Well, any 2 supervisors can propose something, then we vote to allow the ad hoc committee, but there were no guidelines. And so I don't think that my colleagues were nefarious in how they had approached it, but it looks really bad that we have no idea when you met, who you met with, what you discussed, and then you led to single source contracts. The other thing is part of the criteria of creating that ad hoc committee was to backfill any federal cuts. So if somebody was on social services and they got their social services cut, we don't want to see anybody suffer here in San Diego County, so we wanted to backfill that money with it.
Okay.
Well, when I asked the question, are any cuts? There were no cuts. And we start our usual budget process in June. So nothing's going to happen between now and June, yet we gave $5 million here,
sure, $3
million there. Well, that creates slush funds. You see, I spent 12 years in the legislature, and I can tell you, in 2009, I believe I voted for an $86 billion budget. Last year was in excess of $320 billion. Almost quadrupling,
right,
in 15 years. And are the roads better? No. Are the schools funded? No. What they do is they pre-spend money so that in the next budget cycle, they can take the money that they would have normally spent for it and use it for special interest and not do the work of the people. So that's just, all these things are deja vu, as Yogi Berra said, all over again.
Yeah, and so in this letter, you were proposing the timely posting of meetings and agendas, countywide outreach to notify citizens of the meetings, and online posting of the materials. So you will take this to the Board of Supervisors,
yes,
and then you're hoping that they will adjust the policy A74, correct?
And you would think that everybody would vote for this. It took me over 2 years of bringing numerous board letters to get them to extend. It used to be that you could put a board letter in on Friday at noon and would vote on it on Tuesday at 9 a.m. How, if you live in Potrero, How, if you live in Julian, if you live in the unincorporated, which we're 100% their government, how would you participate? You couldn't. And then they were bringing big policy changes in such little time. So I wanted them to move it to 30 days. Instead, it was a compromise. We've moved it to a week. But it took me over 2 years to bring that transparency. That's why I'm here, because I want people to participate. We wonder why our state government's failing. We wonder why our federal government's failing. It's because there's not enough transparency and people don't have a chance to react. I want to avoid that here locally. Transparency is an important tool for the trust of government.
All right. Joel Anderson, we appreciate your time. I do just want to get your comment quickly. I know that the County Board of Supervisors over the weekend have decided to sue a number of entities, including Christy Nome, as well as the DHS. Can I get your comments on that?
Well, I can't speak to a lawsuit or any pending lawsuit, naturally. However, I will tell you this. I support the 10th Amendment. I think it's really important that we have states' rights and we have federal rights. That's in our Constitution. And I think exercising our Constitution is always the right thing to do. But I lean libertarian. So that's a more libertarian viewpoint than what some traditional Republicans do.
Okay. Well, I know there will be a press conference on Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming
I'm not privy to any of that.
Okay.
Again, that's 2 board members. That's not the whole board. And again, maybe that was an ad hoc committee. I don't know. Because it's been, up to now, it's been all secretive.
All right. Joel Anderson, thank you for coming, especially on this Sunday morning. Appreciate you sharing the information with us.
Well, I was just grateful that I got here on time, because I'm one of the idiots that forgot to set his clock.
Oh, no. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.